What's going on, guys? Rudy here, Rock and Roll Garage. No, I haven't made a video in a while, but I've been busy with life and painted my whole house and did a bunch of other stuff. Summer I get really busy, so it's kind of hard to get out here and do some stuff to the old girl. Today I'm gonna try to wrap this hood. I got it cut out for the I think Hawks. I think they're called Track Spec. That's what the louvers are called. So I cut it all out for those. I'm gonna wrap it first and try and after that, I don't think I have a rivet gun, so I gotta get one of those. I'm gonna wrap it and put those in, and then we'll get it on the car. I'll try to do that all in the same video. It might take me a few days or so, because I might have to get a rivet gun, and I can't get one today because it's Labor Day. Pretty sure Harbor Freight's closed. So I'm gonna first start off by cleaning the hood. It's kind of just dusty. I'm gonna use this the Sprayway glass cleaner. That stuff works pretty good. And then I've got like a mix of don't read any of that stuff. It doesn't really matter. This bottle was just given to me. It's like a mix of alcohol and water, so it's not like too crazy. Just to kind of get most of the dust off. I'm gonna use this with the Sprayway that's microfiber, and then I'm gonna use when I use the alcohol, I'm going to just use regular paper towels, because this will possibly leave like lint and stuff on there, which I'm not too worried about because it doesn't have to be pristine, but I don't want to get stuff stuck in it. If a little bit of stuff in it as possible. So I'm going to set this up and try and see if we can get this thing wrapped. Probably be okay with just using this glass cleaner on it for one thing, but since I have that other stuff, I might as well just do it. I bought this hood because my stock hood was just trashed, so we're gonna clean this guy off. Son of a biscuit. Get it all over your hands, Rudy. There you go. Man, I am not having a good time. What's going on here? Maybe that is. There we go. Jeez. God dang. What's so hard about that? So these are pretty much the tools I'm going to use. You got just kind of like a squeegee that well, this one came with it on there, but I made this one myself. I just got a piece of like sticky sided felt and put it on there, because you don't want to use straight plastic on the wrap, because unless it's like a certain style for it or something, but you will scratch it. So I just have those, and I put like this one, the kit I bought, it came with this. But I made my own, so if you have this piece, you can just wrap a piece of felt around it. You're gonna want to like a nice decent razor. This came with that kit. I also have like just the refills for this, so I usually use that because I'm not going for like crazy straight cuts, because it's mostly gonna be, the hood's gonna be closed obviously, and I'll try my best. What you really want is you definitely want some wrapping gloves. I mean, you could use any type of gloves, I would guess. These are dirty from when I sanded the car and everything, but these will help so much because your hands can actually drag across the wrap, and it won't either scratch it, or it just makes it a lot easier. So I really recommend those. I mean, I think I bought these for like, it was under $10, and the kit was like 12 bucks. So I recommend doing that. And actually, they gave me some refills for that razor. So we'll see how good that razor works. It's at a nice angle. There's like some that are at a smaller like a different angle. I've used this one before, and I think these work the best. You can get a lot better cut on it. So yeah, we'll start. I think I'm gonna set up the time lapse, and we'll get our wrap out of our box and go at it. I also got a heat gun over here that I'm gonna use if I can find it. So yeah, I'll set you guys up, and we'll try to get this knocked out. All right, well, I was setting up the time lapse, and I was getting the wrap on here, and kind of pissed about this. There's a little mark on here, but once you take it off the roll, that should come out with a little bit of heat. If not, it is what it is. We should have enough extra in here anyway. This hood is huge, so like our end is here, but our point, you know, the end of our hood comes to here. So that's where the wrap is, and the edges of this are literally right here. And you know, I could stretch it, but this is as big as pieces you can get, like for this length. And if I go a long ways, it's not going to be wide enough, obviously. So unfortunately, I'm probably gonna have to put a seam in it, which I don't really want to do because it's going to be right down the middle of the hood. Man, this hood is huge. What I have for that, if I could find it, where the heck is it? Here it is. I have this the 3M knifeless tape. It's kind of what I did on the top here. I think on this one I'll probably overlap it. Doing a seam will be pretty nice too, because I won't have to worry about doing the whole hood. I mean, I feel like if I put this to the edge of here, I can get it, and then the corners I can stretch it over. But I don't want to get to that point and then it frickin' I can't stretch it to that point, or it gets all messed up. Let me do some brainstorming here. Alright, so I kind of figure out what I'm going to do here. I think I'd rather have the seams up top here. And they'll just be two, you know, like right up top here, because I don't want to, if I mess up that seam right down the bottom or in the middle, I'm going to be pretty pissed. So just put some pieces of tape here where it's probably going to end at. We're kind of close to the edge of here. I'd rather mess up top and then just put a seam in it up top there, because right there is where the edge of the hood is. Right there. This thing's a little bit crooked too, but yeah, we'll get it. We got enough hanging off. I always like to have enough hanging off of here too. I've got the chair holding up the excess. I'm probably going to cut it right about here. Unless you have the mess with the easier, because when these pieces get big like this, they're a little tough. So we'll see what we can do. hopefully in the time lapse you've seen me get a little upset there. Tried to do a whole piece. Wasn't working out. It's too big to handle by myself. At least I'm not a pro at it. You know, this is just a... It's like, you know, I did the whole car, but I'm not a pro. And big pieces like that are very hard to get right. So I got this. I just put a seam in it. I used that knifeless tape I showed you. Came out pretty well. I got these ends here because it's too close to the edge to try to get it all the way to the top. So what I'm gonna have to do is go around and then heat these and kind of stretch them and get them underneath the hood, so it kind of gets a good bite on it everywhere on here. When you guys are doing this, you know, if you're gonna try this, I'm gonna tell you, watch as many videos as you can. Watch. Practice on something small before you go big. First thing I did was the door on here. So, but I also wrapped small things. Like I wrapped these first and kind of got the idea how to work with it. You want to know how to work with this material before you use it. A lot of pros, they, you know, you could kind of see in the time lapse where I pulled it tight a little bit, but I like to kind of lift it up and work it as I go. You know, some pros glass it where they'll heat it up real good and they'll pull it over, you know, and just kind of go down the whole thing, and that's really fast. But that's if you're good and you know how the material is going to act and stuff like that. Me, I'm kind of still a little like new at it, obviously. So, and like I haven't done too many, so I just try to work as I go, you know, kind of work it as, and don't let it lay down, because then you might get caught in a section of the middle where you'll get like a little air bubble. Like you'll get something like this is the edge, because this is like where I have my seam, so I didn't care about it when I got it over to here, but you'll get something like that in the middle of this, and you'll have to pull it back up and, you know, get it out. The heat does very good things to this wrap. Like it's very resilient. Like it's how you say, it's forgiving. That's what it is. It's really forgiving. So if you crinkle it somewhere, I mean, you could pull it, heat it a little bit, and it'll be back to normal. You can see I added a lot of heat coming into here, and it's still not totally flat because there's some openings in here. But I'll try to heat it some more and get it down so it's stuck. These corners were all junked up from, you know, whoever painted this thing just kind of filled these corners with mud. They didn't do a good job, but I can't say the least because I can't paint for crap anyway. So I'm gonna hit all these corners, and unfortunately I don't have any more wrap in that box. That thing got destroyed. It just fell apart. Once it starts falling apart, it's hard to get it back to the point of where you can get it on there well. So I think I have another piece wrapped up in the house, and that might be enough to do this other side. But patience, take your time. Patience. Let it work with you. Don't let it get to you. You know, just you get a little spot, you get stuck, pull it back a little bit, heat it up, try to rub it out. You know, I mean, it's stressful for sure. I had to close the garage because the sun sitting on this stuff will make it very soft, and you'll pull it, and if you pull this stuff too much, it will tear, and it'll, like, there's this spot on my fender here. I don't know if you can see in the video. Let me if I can get out of the light. There's like fingerprints right here from me pulling it because I heated it and pulled it, and you'll stretch it and you'll discolor it. So you have to be careful. I mean, you can't really notice that, but you do it enough, it'll discolor. So I'm gonna go see if that other piece will fit on this other side and see if I have enough energy to do this other side. Well, this is the piece I had left over from doing the car, since I totally trashed that piece. This is it just makes the seam. We want it over as the seam as much as possible. Maybe if I wouldn't have cut this like a doofus, then we'd be in better shape. Like, it just hangs over enough there. And then we get up to here and it's like, oh man, so close. I'm gonna go for it and try and get it and do the glass thing. Like, glass it over and try and stretch that sucker over that. I think I can do it. It's worth a shot, because I mean, if I mess up, I mess up. That's what it's gonna be. So we'll give it a shot here and see what we can do. Well guys, that didn't work out. I just couldn't stretch it to here. It was just too much. It would have been discolored, like really badly discolored. like my fender here. Like it would have been bad. And I really couldn't get that edge because it was just so, I had to pull it so tight. Maybe I should have heated up more, but in the beginning, but I would have just stretched the heck out of it. So we'll be back in a couple days. I got to order another piece. And yeah, that's the way it goes. I'm not too upset about it. At least I got one side done. That way I can kind of know what I got to do. And if honestly, if I would have had a full piece where I didn't have to try to stretch it, I would have been done. And we would have been cutting the edges out. But that's the way it goes. It's all a learning experience. Like I said, patience, patience, patience. And I tried to have it. And I just knew watching it, it wasn't gonna get to that point of where it was gonna look good enough for me. I mean, I don't want it to be super, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I want it to look decent. So that's the way it goes. So see you in a few days. New day. More wrap. Keeping the seam at the end. Did one here. Barely see it. It is dark in here though. Yep. Let's do it. I think I went this way. Ooh. This is where you get nervous. So. What we're gonna do is that guy right about there, or maybe, I guess right there. Pull this guy back. Piece tagged in here. Like that. Grab our magnet. Boom. Pull this guy. Oh man, we tore it. Not the wrap. Into the wrap. Or the covering. See if we can get it back here. Let's see what we can do. Can we work some magic? Oh yeah. Got to get this folded down with the other side. Fold it back up on in there. Oh jeez. We'll get it, we'll get it, we'll get it. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Don't worry about things. Every little thing is gonna be alright. I like the mouth tricks a lot. Pull that guy off there, let him hit. Get that out of your way. Gonna want to pull that guy up on over there. Let's get some weird stuff around. Gonna be a tight one, guys. Oh, you don't want it. You know, twist your cord. So we got a little air pocket there. We're gonna go right here. Pull that up. Get that out of there. Let that air go somewhere. Same here. Got a couple here. Lift that up. Get that nice and flat. This is gonna be indented in, so you're not gonna see this too much because oh, watch where you put your or your gun, guys. But this is gonna be indented in, so it's not gonna be too bad. So you're not gonna really see too much of that, any of that. I'm talking a lot because I'm nervous. This is the end of the line here, boys. End of the line. Same thing here. Let that cool off for a minute. Lift this up. Beautiful. Same thing down here. Gave that air somewhere to go. Oh, maybe not. Just a straight shot to there. All right, so we'll get this screen up here. Whew. It's always nerve-wracking because you get so far and you don't want to mess up. We got to tuck the ends, tuck the corners, but I think I'm gonna do the seam first. Yeah, we're gonna do the seam first, and we'll worry about everything else. All right, guys, we got her. When you're doing your seam, I didn't even think of this, but let's set this down. When you're doing your seam, I think you wanna, I don't know, kind of lay the first one, and then, because what happened was I had a real big overlap here from the other wrap, and I had to like peel this wrap up and then slowly get it back to in line with it, which is not how you're supposed to do it. So I could have did a little bit more research on that. I don't have a lot of information on that really to actually what's the best way to do that. So before you do this, if you're going to do this yourself, kind of like, I don't know, watch some videos on YouTube about it. There's millions of them out there. So, but I got it to the best of what I can get it, which I'm happy with. But that was pretty stressful. Pretty freaking stressful. But we got it, so that deserves one of these bad boys. Because that was stressful. So I'm going to cut out this center. I'll leave that last. I'm going to do these sides, curl these up as much as I want them. Get the corner in there and then let her be. Alright guys, GoPro's dying, so we got to be quick here. Got it all wrapped. You're going to see the seams a little bit, but it's good with me. These are the track spec louvers that I got. Just got them sitting in there now. We'll do a separate video on getting those riveted in and then putting the hood on there. And then we'll go take some pictures and stuff, go for a drive. But yeah, and that's kind of it. I don't know what else I can do to the rock this year, but there might be a few things I can do. I got to relocate the amp and everything for the subwoofer. But yeah, a couple other interior things maybe. All I'm really doing right now is just collecting parts for the actual for the '99 Camaro. I got a K member. I got a set of nice Texas Speed long tube headers for a good deal with a Y pipe. Got a whole gasket set. I got the oil pickup, the dipstick, the sump, all that kind of stuff. We got the 5.3 over here. It's I just got the intake sitting on it. These aren't the heads that are going to go on it. I actually took the heads off to get them milled. Just because I'm going to do a set of fresh gaskets, head gaskets. Waiting on the cam kit with lifters. You know, I'm going to go with LS7s, but my builder that I deal with has an NOS set of, he's got like a bunch of set of LS7 lifters. NOS LS7 lifters. How does that sound? When did the LS7 come out? In like, I don't know what, mid 2000s, and it's like we already have to deal with, you know, NOS parts from like 15, 10, 12, 10, whatever. How many years ago? It's just this whole lifter thing within the whole car community is just ridiculous. It's aggravating because, you know, that's a very crucial part of an engine, you know, and you get it all together and then you get a failed lifter and it's like, well, okay, here we go. I have to pull this all apart again. Then hopefully it doesn't wipe out the cam or, you know, and get material all through the engine. So what a hassle. You want good stuff, spend good money. That's the way it is. So yeah, hopefully you guys like this. Like I said, I'll do a separate video on getting the hood on there and then getting those riveted in and stuff. And I think I got to make a clearance a little bit on the hood for the actual Holley Stealth Ram intake, but we'll deal with it at that point. So yeah, like I said, hope you guys liked it. Like, comment, subscribe. Take it easy.